usually I'm a little bit late, so we're cool on that. Brooks is not here tonight. He's not having a good night, so he is not coming on the Baitman show. That's okay. But I'm going to get the live chat going up here so I can see stuff from you guys. Make sure you do me a favor, unless you're going to be that guy, hit that thumbs up button for me. And after you get done watching the show tonight, be sure to leave a comment because YouTube likes it when there's a lot of activity on videos, especially after they're uploaded or whatnot. So I'll get all this stuff figured out, and I got to go share this over on my Facebook page real quick because that's what I like to do. And we'll get to talking. I've got some really cool stuff to share with you tonight. One is there's some huge sales on the Stix Fishing website if you're not aware of it. They also just loaded a bunch of new colors that are awesome and some new sizes in the Divine swim baits, which I have right here. This is the 4-4. So I'll show you the difference between that and the other size. Baitman Jr. has arrived. He can't be in here long, but he wants to say hi to everybody. All right, Brooks, say hi.
Hi.
Well, you got to get up here in front of the camera. Say hi.
Hi.
Did you enjoy being in the last video? Are you going to do the intros anymore? No? Why aren't you going to do the intros anymore? Do you talk? Yeah, you're supposed to talk. All right, go back inside.
Why?
Because we done discussed why. He's mad. The joys of having a 6-year-old. All right, anyway, let me get this shared up on my Facebook page real quick, and I will answer a few questions before we get started up tonight. All right. Oh yeah, if y'all hear some rumbling too, that's actually my washing machine. It's like right across the building. Dude, Brooks loves Gravedigger. He loves Gravedigger. I would really like to see Six Sense have a black color with some electric green like that, and we can call that Gravedigger. Well, there you go. Philip Jones from Six Sense says the Stroker Crawls just came in and will be released this week. So that is really good news for you guys. That's a really good bait. Where did you get that hoodie? It's awesome. So Kyle with 3F Fishing, he used to have these hoodies for sale on their website, and he had a bunch of extras. I got one, and I know he sent some people that ordered a bunch of babes some of these hoodies, but I don't think this is trademarked. Now we'll talk to Kyle. If you guys want to possibly purchase some of these Just Swing 'em hoodies and t-shirts, I'll see if Kyle can get some made up and you guys can purchase them. Maybe we can incorporate the Baitman logo in there somewhere. I don't even have a logo, so just whatever. So what's your thoughts on jigs versus finesse jigs in the winter? Backyard bassing. You need to watch my last video I put out last week. I have really switched to throwing more finesse style jigs, which I found this one today. This is that Beast Coast Maxfield football, and that's a little bitty sweet beaver on the back. Very finessey. So I really like that beaver as a trailer. I've been using the Ned worms and stuff like that, but this is another really good option. Hopefully it focuses in. But I like that Beast Coast where it's got the tinsel in there. Just kind of a magic crawl. And, you know, I like the 6 Sense hybrid jigs, the finesse cut ones. I don't think you can buy the finesse cut anymore, but it's very easy to make your own. But I've really I've caught bigger fish in the last few years on that finesse jig, whereas I used to be more of a big football jig guy in the winter. What's up, Frank? The Jaint killer there. What is a good swim bait rod, Alabama rig rod for about $125? Dobbins Fury $7.95. You're probably not going to get much better for that. They're like $109, Joe. It is a great, great rod. Psycho Dad is a good trailer. That's a good one. Yeah, but I'll take some of them 3XL Tackle Warehouse gift cards too. So I'll go back here, make sure I haven't missed anything. Prime time. Thank you. I'm a football guy and I can't miss my balls. Unfortunately, I lost the basketball game tonight, but whatever. Hopefully, King Pruitt will get our football team back. No one will care about basketball anyway. So, but I want to go over here. Also, this broadcast is sponsored by Little Debbie. Because if you don't like Little Debbie Christmas trees, you're not American. And I'll probably eat that during the show. I bought 3 boxes today because when you got 2 kids, I only get to eat like 2 between those 3 boxes. But they love these things. Heck yeah, get them gift cards. What's up, John Wilson? All right, so I want to show you guys real quick what all's new on a 6 Cents website, and let's see if this will pull up. So they're doing a 12 days of Christmas here on their website. So each day there's a new deal going on here, and you'll enter this code Christmas Day deal at checkout. Right now, 15% off Shaky Worms and the Fish Dry Performance shirts. Dude, their Shaky Worms are legit. So I'm just glad this website's so easy to navigate. But here's the cool thing. If you order now, and you're going to get 15% off this, you're going to get these new colors. Check it out. Black. Here's a new one, Bluegill Fire. So that's kind of, let's see if I can blow this thing up a little bit. That's kind of a Bama Craw, green pumpkinish on the top. Very good looking. And it's available in the 6.3. I might have to move some stuff around here so I can navigate. I gotta move my fat head a little bit over here. There I go. This is gonna be better. Yes, I know this website uses cookies. I got it. Let's go back here to the Divine Shaky Worm. But there's a couple new colors that are just absolute awesome. Here's a new one. Even though it didn't say new arrival, this is Oxblood. Oh yeah. So you've kind of got that purple, hematoma blue color, and then you got that brown on the bottom. Always been a very popular drop shot color, but that one's very nice. Let's see what else they got here. Man, my web, I can't go back here. I have to go all the way back to soft plastics. But 15% off these right now. You use that code. They have the prawns back in stock in select colors. This is my favorite new one. I found this today. Maybe I told Casey need to make this one. Maybe I didn't. This is called Bluegrass Magic. So if you're a Magic Craw person, this is kind of got that powder blue Magic Craw and green pumpkin on top. Man, this thing is sick. Really excited about that. That's Bluegrass Magic. That's a new color. And that one is available in the 7.0 and the 6.3. Now, if you look over here at the Divine Swim Bait, which I'll show you the 4.4 here in just a second. And it is close to Christmas, and I'm telling you guys, you might want to get these really quick, or they'll sell out. Got a bunch of new colors. You got Pro Blue here, Melon Flash, Melon Dawn, Live Minnow. Ooh, let's look at that one. That one looks juicy. Oh yeah, Live Minnow. Man, that would work on the smallmouth here on the Tennessee River. And that smoke color. Woo. That's a good looking one. See what else they got. And then I'll jump off here. But you guys get the point. You need to get on the website and check out all the new colors. I mean, they got so many new ones in the Divine Swim Bait, and the 4.4 is available as well. There's going to be a really good chatterbait color. Baby Bluegill. Oh, yeah. Bait Juice. Oh, yeah. Let's check out Bait Juice. Oh yeah, just a nice green pumpkin one. So y'all get the point. 6centsfishing.com got some great new stuff. Let me get that live chat pop back up here. So, what is the coldest water temperature that a jackal rear range will produce? I really like that one in warmer water, but I would say 52, 53 degrees. I wouldn't throw it in less than 50-degree water. Profound Outdoors now has the same website as 6 Cents. You know, I'll be honest, they're built on the same e-commerce platform. And it wouldn't surprise me how they're both laid out. That's the platform I built Tackle Freaks on. Was Shopify is a great platform. It's very, very popular. But you know how Casey is. He doesn't want to be like anybody. I imagine it'll get facelifted very soon. And 6 Cents has a great website. So just like their baits, Guggen's going to copy, right? Shaky worms do, I wouldn't say they float, but they do stand up. They have great movement. So, hey, Baitman, do you ever try the BBZ from Spro Baits, the rats, and swim baits? Are top quality different? Yes, I do like the rats. I'm not a big fan of their swim baits, the small one with the one treble. But that BBZ one trout is really good. That's kind of one a lot of people don't talk about, but it's a really good swim bait. What's up, Jared K? Brazzers for baits. Yeah. What's up, Baitman? Gonna have to watch later. Little one needs some daddy time. Absolutely, man. No big deal. Yeah, the old Profound Outdoors website was terrible. Every time I tried to order Z-Boss crankbaits, I just felt like I couldn't find anything. Yeah, Joe, just tell your local store to get in contact with 6 Cents there. Casey, Travis, anybody over there, they can get them hooked up, man. As far as I know, it doesn't cost a lot to invest to get 6 Cents product in the store. They offer some great deals for retailers as far as free shipping and minimum buys and stuff. So, but anyway, I want to show y'all a couple new swim baits. My friends over at Beast Coast Tungsten sent. They're really good people, and they got some new colors in this Creek 6.5. Y'all have probably seen it before, but I owe it to them. They said, tell me how you like this, and I kind of like them pretty well. So I got to show you guys this. But they've got some new colorways called HD colors. And I got two right here that are really nice. So for you guys that are kind of they call this one Stressed Shad. It's HD, but it kind of it's more of a rainbow troutish look. Very soft, unique plastic. So that's the Stressed Shad HD. Almost looks like a rainbow trout. Let's see if I can get this light on it a little bit better. Really good. Very similar body shape, as the Babe. Different material. This is a lot more durable plastic, but it's only you only can rig it one way, and that's with the Beast hook. This one swims really good. It's very good on a medium retrieve. Great over the top of bass. But that is the Stressed Shad, available on the Beast Coast website. And this is the one I really like. The only thing about these packages is I have to restaple them because they don't stick back. It's hard to hang on my wall. But this one is natural blue shad. This one looks really, really good. But these are very transparent. Whew, look at this guy. Man, this one right here. This is sick. Love that. Stress Shad HD. And that's from Beast Coast. It's got that hand pour feel. Really good. A proprietary plastic they're using. Makes for a decent swim. And they come in these clamshells, so the tail's going to be nice and straight when you get them. But Beast hook, rig it up, sling that bad boy around. It'll be time for this thing very, very soon. So hope 6 Cents makes a black deep crank like the other sizes. They do make that Black Magic. I think they make it in the C15 if I'm wrong or not. So any of you guys on here listen to the podcast with me and Ben Milliken. hopefully you guys like that. I'm working on getting it onto Podbean and iTunes and some other things. It takes a while to get a podcast on iTunes. They in the email it said it could take anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks. Conkrite, here you go. This is swim bait. Since you missed it, I'll pull it back out just for you, bud. Again, Jeremy Conkrite. This is the Beast Coast. This is the Creep 6.5. That's a new color. That's natural blue shad. You see a very decent tail movement. Not as soft as a lot of other swim baits, but the plastic is made of a different material than most. It's going to hold up really, really well. Whew. Well, I don't know if they'll have a Cloud 20 or 25 in that Black Magic. But you know what? You can always get a spray can. Black's black, but I feel what you're saying. Have not made it through the whole hour yet, but I like what I heard. Awesome. I appreciate that. So here's a question for you guys, since I got the viewers on here, and the viewers are kind of what helped me drive this channel. Would you like me to do more than one raw episode a week? Maybe an episode on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I can fill in Mondays, Wednesday, and Saturday with video content. Saturday will always be a live stream, and I can have video content. It's a lot easier for me to do a podcast or a live stream than it is to actually go film a video with working a full-time job. But I would still like to be able to provide regular video content as well. So if you think there should be more than one day podcast, and you let me know, because I've got a lot of guys lined up, and I'll let you guys know right now a little secret. Mr. Low Budget Live, Luke Duncan, is going to be recording with me Monday. So what I want you to do is, after this video, leave a question that you want me to ask Luke Duncan. And I think I've got some good stuff. And me and Luke, we see eye to eye on some stuff, and we don't see eye to eye. So he's a good dude. He's a 6th Sense guy. So we're going to have a lot of good questions. And I want to talk about stuff not everybody talks about. So I'm really excited to get Luke Duncan, Low Budget Live, on here. So make sure you subscribe to his channel, and we'll record Monday. I was going to do Wednesday raw, but I can't decide if I want to put it on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I need to stick one date. But if I'm going to do 2 a week, I might as well just do podcast Tuesday and Thursday. But live streams where it's at. Just don't bash Ohio State like the other guys, man. I'll be honest, I'm not a big Ohio State fan, but I'd rather Ohio State be in the playoffs than Alabama. So the good thing about the podcast is I've had a lot of guys say, hey, I can listen to it while I'm driving, and I get that. You can listen to this while you're driving, but if I put this on podcast platforms, you don't have to be on YouTube. And we'll see how it goes, man. Mikey Balls told me he would absolutely want to do a podcast, so look for something with me and Big Balls Man on here. And then, I don't know, my smallmouth guy up north, Ben Nowak. I think I'm going to ask him to come on. And I've got some fishermen lined up as well. You know, Matt Robertson is really the one that gave me the idea, said we need to do it, and I got to get him on here. But we're just gonna go with the flow. I would really like to get a guy from MLF, a guy from Bass, and a guy that fishes FLW, and just hear their differences and all that stuff. And we'll talk baits. So yeah, I love to see the baits too. I just haven't been buying a lot of stuff. I've been really busy, so I don't have a lot of new stuff going on. And I've been kind of sick today. I've had a huge migraine, so I really wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about. I think I could pull G-Man. I lost his cell phone number. I lost my phone a couple months ago. I've probably gone through more phones than I've gone through 10XDs this year, but I could probably get that from G. We'll see if we can hear. G's good enough. He hunts in Illinois enough that if I knew he was going over there, I might just have him do live. But I'd like to get a second camera so I can sit someone across from me and we can get the back and forth camera stuff. But Mark Menendez is definitely going to be on here and do a podcast. Mountain Dew and Christmas cakes. Supper of champions. Somehow I've lost a pile of weight and still drink that stuff. But let's talk a little bit about finesse fall fishing. And, you know, the hot deal now is stuff like this, which is, a Kitech ball head, called Kitech on a real small swim bait head. This is a really good one. This is the Kitech. This is actually a 3/8. I've trimmed it down to pair up with that sexy Divine swim bait head. So a lot of guys don't even realize 6 cents makes this small head, but this one's really, really good. Now they're a little bit more expensive than your traditional ball head, like this right here. This is an owner ball head right here. This is kind of what all the pro guys use, is just a simple ball head. You'll notice there's a difference. It's a 90-degree line tie. So one thing that I do actually come through the cover just a little bit better than a 60-degree. But you can take whatever your favorite swim bait is, and you can stick it on there. Let's see, I like to kind of trim these things up. So here's the smaller 3/2 Pro Shad. You can just take your little, I've lost my scissors. There we go. Before I bought it, I'll take my scissors, whatever swim bait, your choice. Make me a nice flat cut right there. And I'll just go right down the middle here. Take my little ball head and come out the back, and you can push this thing right up there. It don't look like much, but man, that will freaking kill the fish, especially this time of year. This is more of a numbers game. This is a Brian Thrift deal. He really likes these ball heads, and he's going to whack them on MLF on this when they get to the right lake. But you're going to see guys in bass using this thing. It's just kind of become a go-to limit bait, especially winter pre-spawn for a lot of guys. I like throwing these finesse swim baits on a bait caster, and if I do, I'm using like 10-pound fluorocarbon. Now, if you go to a spinning rod, which I really like because it lets them load up on it, I'll use like 20-pound braid to about an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. But that's just the owner ball head, and these are hard to get for some reason. These owner ball heads, and this is the newer one that you'll see on Tackle Warehouse. It has that little keeper thing on there. These are super light wire, and they're sharp. They're always sold out on Tackle Warehouse. So that's something I definitely would recommend for Christmas. You getting a bunch of ball heads. And you can use them for so many different things. You can put that on a grub. A grub is a great bait in the winter. A lot of people don't talk about it. But I do want to show you real quick, though, the comparison on this. This is the medium-sized Divine. So that's a 3/8 in Sexy Shad. And then now they've got the bigger one. Now I really like this big one. This is going to be great to put in the center of your Alabama rigs. Or if you want a bigger, bulkier swim jig chatterbait trailer. So there's the big on top, the new 4/4, and then that 3/8. And they're both now available on the 6 Cents website. So that's a great looking Sexy Shad. It is almost like Jaint juice, guys. It's pretty much Jaint juice. What style head do I like for A-rigs? Jeremy, I like a really cheap, almost looks like a crappie hook. I don't use the really expensive ones. Now, I know 6 Cents has some A-rig hooks, but there's a guy locally that just pours a light wire 4/0 hook on a ball head, and the size I use, I use 16th and an 8th. I do not have my SLX combo done yet. Matter of fact, I got rid of my SLX reel. I really like that reel, but I did not want a 7-to-1 gear ratio for a swim bait reel. So I'm going to get me a 6. But I had an opportunity. The guy wanted it, and I said, you know what, I'll sell it to you, no problem. And I'll be honest, I'm going to do a little change in the reels department. You might be surprised with what I have next year. I still love my Daiwas, but I'm going to run some loose stuff next year, and just makes sense for me. I don't want to just be that guy that's always, you got to buy this reel, got to buy this reel, got to be this reel, without testing out all the other stuff. So I think it's fair for me to have a little bit of everything. And there's some more Shimano stuff I'd like to put my hands on. And I actually put my hands on the Intenza rod a few days ago, and dude, that thing's sweet for $120. I really like that Intenza rod. So yeah, Philip, you're right. Uh, I throw the hog farmer rigs. Y'all know those aren't cheap. They're 19 to 25, $30. I would much rather lose and bend out the hooks than had to uh, lose my A rig. Do I like the Daiwa 103 XS? Yeah, that's a sweet reel. It's a sweet reel. All right, let me see if I can. Daiwa 100s are great reels. I like those. You can definitely use a football head for swim bait. Matter of fact, I got one. I got a football head for swim bait. And this is made by a company, Spot Sticker Baits. So what Ryan Coleman says, the guy that owns this, he lives on Lanier and he guides, and he's an absolute hammer. They take these swim baits, like this. I'll get, he told me the 3/8's the big deal down there. So see if I can find one. I'm about to use up all my daggone Context just on sampling. But what they'll do is they'll take this football head, and it's got a screw lock on here. So they'll find their little Kitech or whatever they use. Spot Sticker actually makes their own. And it's cool because you just screw them on here. And so how they fish this is definitely a finesse tactic. So they'll have the Kitech on this football head right here, and they throw it out there, and they drag really slowly this swim bait. So it falls down, and as it's dragging, that tail's wobbling. Kind of fish it almost like a wobble head. But man, they crush big spotted bass on this thing right here. This one is a 1/2 ounce, but they make this up to 3/4, and that's at Spot Sticker Baits. No weed guard on this. You'll notice there's no weed guard, but you can actually even just fish it like a normal swim bait on that football head and let it fall. And then, Hog Farmer makes the stand-up swim bait head too. I don't have any within arm's reach, but that was a great question, Joe. Definitely can throw these swim baits on a football style head, and check out Spot Sticker Baits. Ryan Coleman's a good dude, makes awesome spinner baits, but he makes some really good finesse stuff, especially these right here. And that's the Spot Sticker. It just says football swim bait head, and I think these are like $5, $5 or $6 for a pack of 3. So, what about mini A-rig heads? I don't really use anything mini for A-rig. I just use just a 4 or 5/0 light wire hook. So, check out the Evolution spinner baits. They're like finesse A-rigs. Yeah, my buddy Brent Anderson has a spinner bait that's called a Elvis or Frankie Five Fingers. He's had that out for like 4 or 5 years. It's a really good deal. Agree, Chris. So that's what Ryan says. That football head really helps that bait swim down near the bottom, whereas the ball heads are really good, especially for fishing finesse, finesse and suspended fish. But if those fish are near the bottom, that football head heavier really keeps that swim bait on the bottom. I've checked out the Evolution spinner baits. I've thrown a few. I'm not a big fan. They're great. They look great. I'm sure they catch fish. The few I had didn't really run very good, but that was a long time ago. They've since probably put out new stuff. I'm definitely not knocking them, but it's a very cool concept. Okay, I had a question about some 6-inch lures I just bought. Why is the Swank 77 so large profile? I thought only deep divers were larger profiles. Isn't the Swank a mid-depth? That's a good question, Clayton. It is a large profile. So is the Movement 80X. So I personally, not, how do I word this? Just because crankbait doesn't dive very deep doesn't mean it has to have small profile. You got stuff like, get this right here. This is a Cloud 9 mini, Cloud 9 mag. It only goes about 5 to 10 foot, but that's a huge, huge profile. This is actually, this is a really big bait to only go 10 foot. Technically, that's a mid-depth diving crankbait. One thing about it is when you get those bigger bodied baits that dive shallower, you're going to get more movement in the water. And that can be a good thing. It definitely catches fish's eye. Those bigger profile baits work a lot better in dirty water, I've noticed. But my favorite, I'll be honest with y'all right now, the biggest square bills I throw right now, and actually my favorite one, that 6 cents make, is this guy right here, the mini mag. Man, right here, this color, this is juicy. I'm hoping maybe Casey will put Jaints juice in the mini mag, but that's this is a big square bill, kind of like the KVD 4.0, 3.8. I really love the mini mag. Man, I think I had a lot just go out. But that color is Craw Bomb. Definitely a good winter. Definitely a good spring color. There's so many good colors. But I love the mini mag. I like that big profile for shallow water crankbait. So many guys throw, you know, the 50X or the KVD 1.5s and stuff like too. I really think these bigger ones, especially if you got gizzard shad in your lake, those shad patterns are really, really good. So, just because your crankbait dives shallow doesn't mean it has to have a small body, Clayton. So, no problem, man. And that swank is a really good bait, by the way. So, am I going to buy a boat in 2020? No, I don't think I am. I'm not in the financial position to do that. I don't want to make a boat payment. I work all the time, so I'd go buy a boat and spend $600-700 a month on a boat and get to use it once or twice a month. So, but I am going to travel and do some more fishing. I know me and Ben Milliken, we're fixing to get this thing lined up. We're going to do a Texas tour, probably late February, March. Hopefully, sometimes between the Classic. The mini mag goes about 6 feet, Jimmy Conkright. It weighs right at 7/8 of an ounce. So, I wouldn't mind a kayak. That color I showed was Craw Bomb, and the other color was Shad Scales. Man, I'd love to go to Falcon, but man, that's a long freaking haul. But we'll probably do the East Texas Power Plant Lake, maybe go to Fork and a few other things. All right, so let's get back to finesse. I want to show you guys. I wish I had a. This is a very underrated jig trailer. I really wish I had a Kitech football jig because this is kind of how I started using that. Craw Bomb, Mark. Wouldn't mind going to Cumberland. I've been to Dale Hollow. How do you like Sunline Assassin line? I love the Assassin. That's why I got all these spools of it, man. I think it's the best deal for the money. This is the Missile Baits Craw Father. And for putting on these little small football jigs, and I learned this at Dale Hollow when I went, because I didn't catch jack, but I did catch 2 good smallmouth on a football head. But that Craw Father is a great, great trailer. But what I do is I'm going to make this jig, which this is a tungsten jig from Beast Coast. I'm going to make it even more finesse. So I'm not worried about this trailer really tearing up because I'm fixing to make it even more smaller. So to really finesse this thing up, I'm going to take my skirt and I'm going to trim it like right below the hook. I actually trim them better flipping them upside down, kind of like someone would cut your hair. I'm not as good as cutting hair as my wife. Really trim that up. I'm gonna make it really short. I want it just like the length behind the hook. So now I've really trimmed that jig up. So you got a really small profile, and then I'm gonna take my crawfather. I'm gonna cut a little bit off of him. I'm gonna stick him on here. The reason I like this is it's got action, but it's not overbearing. And then I will push that up onto the shank of that jig, if you can see that. And then now I have just a little bitty crawl. And I got a fat finesse football jig and that crawl right behind it. And Adele Hollow, Cumberland, places like that, that will get eat. It'll get eat on Kentucky Lake as well. And then I'll take that weed guard. I'm getting this one ready like I'm going to go fish. I'm going to trim that weed guard at an angle. So if you see that, I always go at an angle. So it's still thick enough to miss cover, but it's not too thick. Or I'll cut it completely out. But there's a nice, that's kind of my finesse football setup right there. Now I got stuff everywhere, all over my laptop. It's always good. Well, I might do that sometime. What's up, Trip Dilworth? Great time of year to throw small swim baits and current for smallmouth Kentuckys. I like those minnow style hats. Trip is going to take me down below Pickwick Dam, and we're going to catch some on swim baits or whatever. Old school fisherman's Trip, so I'm excited. Yes, I love that crawfather. That's probably one of the more underrated baits, especially from missile baits. They're good people there. I don't throw a blade bait a whole lot. Sure don't. We done talked about putting the little mini beaver on the back of a jig. I better put this jig back up so I don't lose it. Matter of fact, I'm just going to put it back in the package. That color, if anyone was wanting to know, was Versace Crawl. So, becoming a really big fan of this company, Beast Coast. They make some great stuff. They send me a few things every now and then, and I use them. And I always have a ton of jigs from a ton of different companies, but I really feel like they make one of the better tungsten football jigs out there. I love that little Kitech, but it's super small. That one's got a better hook in it. Heck yeah, Netbait makes awesome trailers. Everyone forgets about the Packet Crawl. I use it quite a bit. The cool thing about the pack, it's easy to, stuff glass in, that kind of stuff. Or stuff glass rattles in and whatnot. I think my halogen bulb went out. I'm going to have to get me a new light soon. But I'll tell you something I really like doing this time of year. Guys like to drop shot. I'm not a huge drop shot guy. Levi below Pickwick, I think. I'm gonna let Trip take me wherever. He's the expert there, not me. Well, I just had a light go out. That's great. But instead of drop shotting like robo worms and stuff like that, I like minnow profiles this time of year. This is from Beast Coast. This is bass candy, but I want a different color. But you see, I'm drop shotting more of a shad shape worm. And let me get my box I don't ever use. It's up here somewhere. Thought so. Goodness gracious. I have way too... Oh, here it is. So I like shad shapes. And this is a killer one right here. Very underrated bait on a drop shot. This is the Reaction Innovations Shiver Shot, but where you see it's got a really fork tail on it. It's going to imitate a bait fish very, very well. This is great on a drop shot. Also, a Super Fluke Junior. It's really hard to get that. I need a Coleman lantern. I need a lot of things, James Barron, to be honest with you. Man, I think my lights. Well, I need just a big LED system in here. I really don't like finesse fishing, just to be honest with you guys. I think drop shotting a worm works better in water temps. Yes, I agree with that. In colder water, I definitely want something that's more of a shad deal or a white, something like that. Summertime, I really like that one. Yes, I'm gonna look up LED lighting. But the color's not bad right now. Let's be honest. The color's not bad. But all kinds of baits. You know, if you want to be a shaky head guy, there's probably the ones I like the most. This is actually one I really like. Don't get talked about a lot, but I like a finesse worm. But I really like the mag finesse worm. This is the Zoom mag finesse. Really good one, especially in that cold water. Bulky, but a small profile. The Beast Coast Magic Flick is good for Ned rigging. No problem, Steve. Thanks for that. A lot of guys always ask me what my favorite shaky head is. Now, this one I'm fixing to show you is so old school, I don't even use them. So I take this box with me about everywhere. This is my little Gamakatsu G Finesse box, and it's pretty much keep all my finesse stuff in here. It doesn't take up a lot of room. You know, I can throw it in a backpack. I can throw it in a tackle box, whatever. But this one, this was the shaky head that really got me fishing. It was the one that I very first used when they come out. This is the old school Reaction Innovation screwed up jig head. So if any of you guys got any of these, either hold on to them or I will buy them because they are legit. They have a really sharp freaking hook. But anyway, this is a 1/4 ounce one, but I like this mag finesse worm. And I like these screwed up jig heads because they got a bigger than normal screw on here, but they're not stupid long. Just thread her up. My eyes are going bad, so this gets harder every year. And I'll get it where it's nice and even with the ball head there. I want the flat side of the worm facing the hook. And then we will just take that. And you'll see the hook is just exposed, and then I kind of pinch it right there. But the cool thing about that mag finesse worm is you can skip this back under docks. You can let it soak in a brush pile, but it's got that little bulkier profile than a normal finesse worm. But I love this shaky head, man. I've caught some bigs on this thing. And then when they quit making this, I switched to this guy right here, which is the Picasso Shakedown. I really like that one. Now, I also really like, you know, the 6 cents Divine Shaky Head. Matter of fact, let's get that out. And I want to show you guys the differences. So one, this is the 3/8 one. This has got a much bigger hook. So you got a much bigger hook in this Divine Shaky Head. It's also more of a stand-up presentation. Whereas that one, is the ball head is more of a lay on the bottom kind of a deal. Now some worms will stand up with the round head. So I get this question a lot. What's the difference? Well, this is a 1/4 ounce. This is a 3/8. But you'll notice the line tie is different as well. This is more of a drag across the bottom with that line tie and stand your worm up. This is more of a vertical fish over top of brush piles, stuff like that.